this week's show, the Disney Infinity community together. We got Jason from InfinityInquirer.com and Abe from DizKingdom.com discussing the launch week. All this and more in episode 101 on the Inside Infinity podcast. Hello, everyone. Whoa, I don't know what that was. Welcome to Inside Infinity, episode number 101. It's so weird saying double digits now. It used to be so easy, just rolling off the tongue when we were in, I guess, triple digits. When we were in double digits. I'm all over the place. I will.
Wilson's A game tonight.
I know, right? I'm surprised I was able to get through that lead in, just kind of improving it off the cuff there. Glad I got your guys' name right. I didn't say Jason from Diz Kingdom or Abe from Infinity Inquirer or anything like that, because that would just be really confusing.
That would be funny. Yeah.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's very special episode. We got not the whole, but a lot of the Diz Infinity community here with us tonight. I hope by now you know who I am. Also Jason. Jason's back for another Inside Infinity, and that's Jason Haynes. And below me, we have another Jason from the Disney Infinity community, Mr. Jason Greer from InfinityInquirer.com. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing very well. Excited to be here. How are you doing tonight, Will?
We're excited to have you, and I'm doing great, man. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that you are basically Jason Inquires at everything. I see your wall of geekdom behind you, and you practically have a website / podcast for all things crazy.
Just goes around, yeah.
Especially Sums, right? Don't you have a
Zoom. Will, we went over this.
That's true. After a week of D23, I figured you'd know it by now.
They're called to sums, okay? Get them right.
You just keep adding syllables. And that other voice you have heard there is none other than Abe from DizKingdom.com. Abe, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Good. How's it going, everybody? I'm glad to be here. Ape face.
Oh,
all right. There we go.
I think we should all do a NSYNC ape face. Jason, I don't know if you know what that means, but you just make a funny face.
I have no idea. I just will not partake.
Jason, Haynes, make the same face you made when you were at California Adventure with us in that little popsicle stick. The same face.
Yeah, look at it right there.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my gosh, that is too creepy but amazing. Oh,
well, that's exclusive.
That is
D23. What can I say?
Exclusive right there.
It is.
I don't even have one. I just wear it every day.
No, but for the high price of being Jason's friend, you too can have a creepy Jason mask. It's gonna. I don't know if you knew this, but that's the mask that Jason's going to be using for the new Halloween series on the scary movies. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going. I gotta admit, guys, it's nice to see you back again after we spent a lot of time, a little over a week ago now, at both the Toy Box Summit and D23. Had a blast hanging out with you two. And Jason, as you saw just a moment ago, or Haynes, you were there in spirit. Yeah, what do you guys think of the summit and D23? You've all been on your. I actually meant to mention this. You all have your own kind of webcast or podcast. Jason, you have the the games. What?
Nope.
No. Oh,
no, let's just all wait.
This is so embarrassing. I'm gonna get really red in a moment. Hold on. Toys for Games Cast. Is that it?
There it is.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. And Abe, yours is the Diz Kingdom webcast, right? I don't.
No, it's the Games for Toys cat. No, I was playing. It's Diz Kingdom webcast. We call it the Infinity and Beyond webcast.
That's right. Yes, I knew that. You've been doing it for so long. I should know that. I know it comes out on Mondays for me because it's like my Monday TV watching when I should be working. But
nice.
So yeah, guys, I had the pleasure of hanging out with you two at the Summit in D23 just a little over a week ago. What do you guys think of both events? Haven't really talked to you since then.
You want to go first, Abe?
Sure. That was awesome. I mean, I think it was this event felt like a big like a family reunion, even though this is the first time we all met together. It was great to see the Toy Box builders do their thing. in California Adventure, which was even better. But we all shared like a lot of like moments that were like pretty special. Like I know we've already referenced this, but I know like Will and Jason and I had a little moment at Walt's apartment. You know, just how this feeling we had, just because you know, we just follow and love a game and talk about it, and then we're now in Walt's apartment, so it was pretty awesome. No, yeah, and then I got to experience Jason's first churro. That was kind of funny. Yeah, but you know, what better place to do it than Disneyland? So, no, overall, dude, the events were amazing. D23 was epic as always. So much wealth of information. Definitely Disney Infinity gave us way more than I expected as far as information goes. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Definitely great time with you guys. So, what about you, Jason?
Yeah, it was a sweet event. Like every time, like every moment there, I just kept thinking about a year ago and how much a night and day, like 1 year it's been, you know, at Toy Box Summit specifically. It was just crazy to think about what it was and what it, you know, what it was now. But yeah, it was great to see everybody there. And just a great community event. Got to meet a bunch of Toy Box artists. You know, a bunch of people that you know so well, but you never actually met before. So it was good seeing them. And then all the chaos of D23. So it's you know, it's interesting because before, you know, I'm in the East Coast, I live in Pennsylvania, so all this cool stuff at Disneyland in California, I'm like, I'm never going to be able to go out there, and I've been able to go out there 2 times in 3 months because of, you know, Disney Infinity per se with E3 and then now this. So it's been a roller coaster for sure.
That's awesome. Abe, Lauren is saying that you were her battery hero at the summit. As you were mine, you were like,
yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. I was her. More so, I was more so her energy hero, because when she was running out of energy, I got her some Red Bulls, and then when she needed battery energy for her phone, I charged up too. So yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Missed out on our team picture because of the battery thing, unfortunately too.
Yeah, but we took one after that. It doesn't matter.
Without Daisy Duck, who needs her?
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. No, actually, one thing that was really cool that both the two of you mentioned, spoke on it briefly last week too, is just kind of two things. One is that, you know, who would have ever thought, and this goes for everyone who's watching us now or listening to us as well, who would have ever thought like a game about a combined passion of, you know, Disney and Disney fandom would not only bring people together like it has at the summit and introducing people for the first time in person, but also provide these opportunities that in a million years who would have ever thought. And that's just like you said, Abe, and sitting in Walt's apartment. And Jason, honestly, buddy, sorry, we're not trying to make you feel bad, but
that's on.
It's
just tune in.
Yeah, there you go. He's like, I'm not here. Carry on without me. No, it was just it's really kind of cool, and I think it speaks volumes on what makes this game special, is that it's not just another video game, and it's not just another video game company, publisher, studio. It really is something special. And then,
well, I mean,
yeah, go.
I was gonna say it's not even just at the summit and at D23 this year. I mean, even before, like when you know, there was a few of us doing Infinity. I mean, I got to meet you for the first time at E3 last year. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think from then on out, you know, we've started building this relationship as far as the community goes. Because on the media side, you know, there's a community of coverage, you know, as opposed to the community of builders. Mm-hmm. So. I just think like it adds up to the point where, you know, I think this was the main event where we all finally got together. I mean, I think we need to do a GoFundMe for Haynes next time, like we were talking. But but definitely, I think it was awesome. I mean, we even had Disney Nerd Dad come from just for, you know, his schooling project, and then we had, you know, obviously all the builders coming from all over the place. So it was cool. It was definitely cool.
Yep. Absolutely. We had Daniel from Disney Infinity Codes as well as kind of one of our like core group of media. And that's one thing too. The other thing I want to touch on briefly is that the overall feeling this time, not only with the artists but with the media / community, was just so much more cohesive and welcoming. I mean, we were all kind of there, not doing our own things but representing our own things, but it was in service to the greater Disney Infinity community. And that's something I just felt, you know, kind of a sappy moment, but in my heart it was really kind of cool and warm feeling. And to be completely honest, is something that was slight departure from the feelings of last Summit. So
it was funny because I met Will. Obviously, I met you the first time right when we were getting ready to enter into the park, and I met Abe at E3. But even E3 is even more chaotic. So it was like I maybe talked to Abe for maybe a total of like 2 minutes the entire time, just because all the chaos was happening there. So, but like legit 30 seconds I think into like officially meeting Abe at this event, we pulled a prank on Scott and Emily. Like right off the bat. Like that's like,
what'd you guys do? I missed that.
Well, they were sitting. I guess they were looking at their laptop right next to the firehouse. Below Walt's apartment. And so I grabbed my GoPro and I grabbed Jason, and we made like this big U-turn just to sneak up behind them. And how long did I have my GoPro in their face until they realized it? It must have been like at least a minute.
Yeah, it was like 10-30 like seconds or so, and it was like it wasn't like most people get at the peripheral vision. It was at almost like a 45-degree angle. Like they were in the zone, but like we were walking, like we were trying to be like Elmer Fudd, like be very very quiet. Like the whole time it was hilarious.
That
video is gonna come up soon, so you guys will see it. So.
That's awesome. So cool. Yeah, I mean it was great, and so I implore anyone who wants an overwhelming Disney experience to check out D23. It's one of those things where it's like you will spend a whole lot of time waiting to spend a whole lot of time, and but it was still cool regardless. And so I don't know anything else about the Summit or D23 before we move on to the main event here tonight, guys.
Honestly, just again, it was a pleasure to meet all of you, and obviously a lot of people who are in the chat as well. It was definitely a privilege to get to know all of you guys. And again, I'm going to say it again, Haynes, GoFundMe next year. We gotta see you there, man.
Don't worry, I'll get just enough Toy Box wins to pull it off.
There we go. Right. There we go.
Yeah, we want your face a little more, less just stale and blank. And I love it because like Jason, it covers one of your eyes, and so the other one is just like messed up. I'm like, oh man, if I had to podcast with that every week, I think I'd end this gig.
My favorite thing about that picture is like that one we had that group picture of like however many it was, but I still think my favorite overall was when we were in California Screaming. And I forget we had how big was our party? 16. I think it was what it was. Like, they're like, how many's in your group? We're like 16. She's like, excuse me, like 16. So we had like 5 cars, and everybody had the face up, and we thought they might black it off, but they didn't. And that was so funny.
It was amazing.
Good times.
They were.
And you were right there with us. I know you remember it clearly, Jason.
All 16 of you were there with us.
Oh my gosh, too funny. All right, well, cool. Well, Jason, you'll be there next year. And I would like to kind of miss it at the top of the show. I'd like to welcome everyone who is watching us in chat. A lot of people in chat are either listeners that were at D23/The Summit or Toy Box artists who were there, as well as just kind of our regulars for kind of all 3 of our outlets. So welcome. Disney Nerd Dad's in there right now. What's up, Bill? How's it going, buddy? So cool. I'd like to welcome everyone to that chat. Thanks for joining us tonight. We got a lot of live viewers, guys. I think you brought a lot of them with you. This is pretty exciting. So let's, with that, go ahead and get started with the main event. So people are kind of chomping at the bit here. They want to hear about D23, Disney Infinity 3.0. Yeah, Jason's like, no, I'm done. We're done talking about this. That's 2 weeks in a row now. I'm done. I'm quitting. No, we're here to talk about Disney Infinity 3.0 because this is officially launch week. I guess launch week technically started. No. Let's go. It has to be this week because it's this Sunday. So for here in the States, Jason, it launches for you and I think in the UK on Friday. Is that correct? Jason Haynes?
September 5th, I think, is the Australian release date.
Brutal.
Where I think UK is before the US. I think they're on the 28th or something like that.
So okay, which is also that coincides with the embargo lift, right? That also occurs on Friday. I want to say it's 5 p.m. your time, Jason. I want to say, it's 1 a.m. in the morning, Mountain, 2 Central, 3. I don't know. It's Friday early morning. That is all I know. What do you guys think? Are you excited about the game to finally launch?
Definitely,
Super
definitely.
excited.
I can't believe it's been. Well, I don't know. What do you feel like? It's hard to say. Like, it feels like forever since
Wait, does it feel like the first time
2.0.
in?
But it's only been a year, so like it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's not like we're not talking Grand Theft Auto 5 to Grand Theft Auto 4 distance between games, but for whatever reason, it simultaneously feels like no time at all, but an eternity since. Really, I guess you got to class it from what was the last bit of 2.0 content to release?
Falcon and Loki.
Yeah.
Which was...
And when was that? That can't have been that long ago.
It's March.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing, but like it's nice that it's here.
Yeah.
Ish.
It's funny because it's like I said, it feels like 2.0 has been a while, and I think it's just because everybody knew Star Wars was coming.
Mm-hmm.
It was the world's worst secret in gaming. That Star Wars was coming.
Right.
So there's this whole entire just waiting for this announcement, and then it finally came announced, and then even then we didn't even get a release date till a month and a half ago. So and then now it feels like it's this giant rush at the end, but yeah, it's crazy. It's picking up.
Well, go ahead, Dave.
I was kidding. I was just saying, I'm just glad it's finally here. I mean, not to sound like a negative Nancy, I'm just get it over with, please. I need a break.
You need a break from 2.0, or you need a break from talking about pre 3.0?
Yeah, I need a break from all the coverage we've had with you. I mean, yeah, D20, all that stuff was fun, but man, I think I needed jet lag, and I live in California. Isn't that weird? No, it's awesome. I mean, obviously, a bunch of us have been dying for this to come out already. I know this week has been the longest, so yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. It seems like it's simultaneously been a long time and not a long time at the same time. I was talking with Jason Haynes the other day about 3.0, and I was playing 2.0, and I'm like, in some ways, the game and the figures still feel fresh, but at the same, and I think part of the reason is that although 3.0, at least from what I saw at the summit, and actually mostly through your guys' coverage, is that the game is much more refined, but it is just like number 2. It's an iteration of the platform, and so I have a feeling when we do get the game, it's going to, besides certain aspects of it, like farming, for example, but say just straight up toy box building, although a lot of things are going to be a lot more refined, it's still toy box building, and a ton of the toys that are in the game are toys we've been playing with for a year now, or 2 years in some cases. So Jason, you gave me a thumbs up about farming. Is that something you're excited about?
It's literally the first thing I'm going to do. I talked to Bob Lowe about it with Abe there for like 10-15 minutes, how excited I am about farming. Like, honestly, like, probably have to do the intro, I guess, when you first put the game in. But then as soon as that's done, I'm going straight into farming mode. As soon as it lets me give me the option, I'm going to farming.
Time to plant those churro trees, right?
That's right. Hey, if they have a top 5 farms, like, top 5 countdown for it, I'm gonna be number 1 every week. No one's gonna be able to touch my farm.
That's awesome. So I know there's Disney treats in the farm. Is churro one of them? It is, right?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yep. Oh, yeah. Because you guys totally geeked out about that at the. I think you found out at the summit or something. Yeah. That's.
Well, I think they announced it at some point, but then they talked about it on stage. So obviously I had to give out my loud whoop and holler.
Green Cap is asking if there was a Tsum tree in the farm.
There you go. Right.
It should be. There needs to be Tsum. There's got, like I always say all the time, but like Disney Infinity is a marketing platform, and how big Tsum's getting, there's got to add something Tsum at some point. But
all right, guys. So we have a lot of toy box artists in the game who have the game already. I'm gonna spill the beans a little bit. Jason actually has a review copy already. He's been playing with it. So far, initial reports is that the farming is something that is a lot of fun, and it's this.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, totally. I'll be honest. This is not something that I was excited about, but hearing the kind of metagame aspect of farming, I am so excited about this aspect of the game.
Wait, like, is that a cutout of Haynes? He's probably playing right now. I don't see him.
He hasn't moved in a while.
I'm not allowed to publicly comment about what I'm doing in the game, but
no, it's true. Like,
wouldn't be leveling characters. I wouldn't be doing it.
No, of course not. Of course not.
when
It's just
when I
like-
when they first mentioned farming, I think it was in the original Game Informer article.
Mhm.
When I read it, I had to read it like a couple of times. I'm like, wait, are they talking about like farming like we always said like Sparks farming or like legitimate farming? And then when I actually saw the picture, I'm like, hold on, there's an actual farming mode in this
Yeah.
game. I'm like, this is like beyond ridiculous. And Bob said it's one of the things he's been wanting since 1.0, so he's been pushing every single time. So I'm excited for it.
I'm a little upset though. Here's my rant. I'll start my first rant here. Apparently, Mighty Jidus can't be a farmer. She's not even a sidekick. So
Yeah.
Bummer.
I was looking forward to having her, bossing her around to grow my crops. Grow 'em.
Oh,
But
That's
yeah,
she'll just have to serve you popcorn in the El Capitan instead.
yeah. I guess I'll have to settle with that. Yeah.
Bummer. So I'm just curious. This is just throwing something out here. Where do you guys think farming came from? So Bob Lowe told you, Jason, that's something that he's been wanting in the game since the original. To me, it seems at first glance it seemed a little out of place, and
Yeah.
and I'm sure I'll feel differently once I get hands on. But what do you guys think about that and how its place in the game?
Well, I'll say what I got from Bob. Apparently, Bob is a completely different gamer than JV would be, and I'm assuming from what he told me that there is like a treasure trove of projects that Bob Lowe wants to put into this game that have nothing to do with like combat and everything, kind of like Battlegrounds is or anything. It's like it's different, and he says that what we have in Takeover, a little bit of Speedway, and obviously farming is just a taste of the direction he wants to take it. And apparently he's gotten the green light for the next project he's
Really?
doing. So there's definitely Disney Infinity is apparently evolving into something else, which is awesome, because we like the fresh and the new. And if farming is as good as you guys are saying, then that's just a step in the great direction. So
Yes, that's the same thing. He was saying that I guess different people in the office always ask Bob to like come play Destiny, and he like hates first-person shooters. So he
Yeah.
just gets like his butt kicked. So he's like, and so he say he's always wanted more casual content in Disney Infinity. So I guess it's like a platform for that, just to give sidekicks more more use out of the game. And then he has other stuff he wants to build to, and he kept giving us this big old smirk, and he's like, this is just the beginning. So there's more stuff coming. I'm excited for it because it does. I mean, that almost doubles the amount of people we can get into the game.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of casual player content into it.
Totally.
Again, I can't comment on it, but I can comment on the fact that I feel like, and I think I mentioned this last week, I can't remember, but like they really seem to have put a big focus on this game on the Main Street pieces, and I really do feel like there's been a ton of talk about, I don't know where this originated for, a ton of people talking about that there's going to be no Disney Infinity 4.0, that there's going to be just content added to 3.0. I don't necessarily think that's probably the case, but if that's their sort of long-term plan, is that like with 4.0 or whatever that is, if we get a whole new set of Disneyland assets, you know what I mean, whether it be Tomorrowland or Adventureland, you know what I mean, that eventually we end up with everything we need to make a photo accurate Disneyland or Disney World. That's super cool, and I think I could definitely tell, I think we're going to head down that direction where there's more of that meta game content, and I'm all for it. As I think from my top 10 want list from 1.0 days, I've been all about let's bring on the meta game. So it's exciting.
I'm just gonna add one thing. Like, I don't know if it had to do with the Disney cocktails being served or anything, but I heard a big name say the words 4.0. So that's all I have to say. So.
In the bathroom, we heard over the
Yeah.
Wait, what were you doing? And I was like,
Put our tinfoil hats on and start speculating.
yeah, we went in with our Hanes masks.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know who this guy is, but he can be trusted. Just look at that face. He's wearing a Donald hat of all things. That's too funny. Jason, I'm glad you had something constructive because I was afraid you were just going to just speak up and say, I can't say anything about farming, and then just sit back down. So I'm glad you...
No, I literally cannot say anything about farming.
Too funny. All right. Well, then in that case, let's move on from farming. It is kind of cool, though, because, like Jason, I think you just said, Greer, a moment ago, that sidekicks, it is again, this is a form of iteration on the game. It's like, I don't know about you guys, but the sidekicks was something I wanted to use more of, but I never did because their functionality was just limited. And judging by farming, this is going to kind of solve all of that. And it's another level of collecting, which, obviously none of us do. But being able to put different hats on and different, like, I don't know what they're called, but tools. I want to call them wands, but just you can make your Mabel wear a Donald cap, and that's going to change her attributes. That's pretty awesome. So, cool, guys. Abe, sorry, you want to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. That's I remember sidekicks being pretty glitchy when we used to play them like in survival mode and whatnot. So I hope they are definitely no longer buggy, and I also hope we haven't heard a single thing about interiors. I hope they fix that as well, because I was sick of loading my toy box and half of everything was through the ceiling.
Yes. Yes,
This show is officially torture for me. Can it just be next week already?
This is like the D23/Summit episode, except Jason has a ton to talk about. He just can't say it.
Just gagged. Totally gagged.
Speaking code, like,
Yeah.
like say something like, "Oh yeah, Star Wars Battlefront allows me to grow churro plants."
and via co-op, I have a smaller AI companion that follows me around.
Look, let's just pretend I don't have it. Tell me where I can buy this game from, Will.
Yeah, great segue, Jason. One thing I think that we should start off talking about before we actually discuss who's buying what when is all of those digital PlayStation 4 owners out there who sadly will not be able to play on launch day. Before we actually have this discussion, I want to mention that most games in the United States are not released until Tuesdays. And so both Microsoft and Sony generally release their digital versions of games either late Monday evenings here or early mornings Tuesday. And I think this issue is a culprit of that kind of release schedule. It's nothing bad about the game. I just think it's simply a technical issue on Sony's end that's preventing it from happening on a weekend. So it's a real bummer. Are any of you planning on buying the game digitally? So
I am.
Maybe the Wii U version, like if I'm, because I'm buying the Saga bundle, but so I might get the Wii versus buying another starter pack. Maybe I'll just buy the digital one on that. I don't know, but.
Yeah, some people are even saying that it's also what's up with the physical special edition console that is also being released later with the game.
Yeah.
I also think that's a separate issue. I'm assuming the console just isn't ready, or they're waiting for the release of Battlefront to release them both.
I said Battlefront pre-order was up at Amazon for a day or two, and then they just took it back down on Amazon. But I haven't seen the Infinity version go up anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I totally get this, especially with digital releases these days. People have, including myself, have kind of gotten not spoiled, but used to games being a little more on demand, and that's in theory the beauty of having something released on a weekend. You don't even have to go out to the store if you don't want to. But yeah, I think that news came out today or yesterday. What's today? Today's
So
Monday.
to clarify,
Yesterday.
does that mean Xbox One is available day one digitally?
Xbox and Wii U. Yep.
Right, okay, so it's only the PlayStation that's
So
going to have this issue.
it's something weird, and I think PlayStation's changed it so much. They used to, like when PlayStation 4 was first out, they'd only do content updates on like a Tuesday. So if there was like a patch that needed to come out, like the Xbox version could come out like any day of the week, but PlayStation would only update the PlayStation's like store on like a Tuesday or a Thursday, whenever it was. So it's something weird with that. So I assume the same thing like that. They just don't update on Sundays. So who knows?
Well, and preloading's a thing for most major consoles as well, and that's being able to download the game prior to release, and then a switch just flips for a specific time to allow the license to go live and for you to play it. And I think Baroness in the chat was saying that should be just pre-download by Friday. It's still a work day here, and then just flip the switch on Sunday. So I don't know.
And I don't know if that's a guaranteed thing. I almost think that publishers might have to pay a little bit extra to have that done. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's
But
not with
I don't
everyone.
yeah, I don't think a preload happens with every single release. So.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of warnings on consoles and games that tell you to take a break. So get up, go outside, get some sun, go to your local store and buy yourself an expansion pack or starter pack.
There you go.
And just you're set. You don't have to worry about it down because you're still gonna have to put the disc in and let it upload anyway. So just go out there, stretch those legs, have some fun.
It's going to be the only sunlight you see that day, you know? As soon as you get the game home, you're going to be stuck in front of your TV.
No, I'm smart. I'm actually gonna leave the blinds open on my windows this time. So.
It counts.
I thought you were going to say something like, no, you're going to be hard at work, working in the field, sweating away, growing your churros.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so other than the PlayStation 4 digital edition, what... First, I'm going to hand it over to both Jason and Abe. You guys are kind of the experts in this area. Do you want to run down, I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but do you want to run down kind of what's available this weekend? And if you don't have to worry about exclusives if you don't want, I have a little cheat sheet on that, but if you know them off the top of your head, you're more than welcome to say that. What do you guys think? Do you want to let people know what's available this week?
I just did this yesterday too, so let's do this.
I got this. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Here. Let's bounce off each other here. All right, Jason. So let's go off with Disney. What's available Disney at launch?
Disney non-exclusives. You have the Inside Out playset. You have, which includes Joy and Anger, and then you can get Fear. Oh shoot, I already said non-exclusive. Fear is an Amazon exclusive. And then Disgust is available, and who am I missing now? Sadness is available, and that both of those are not retail exclusive. Fear is only available at Amazon, and we still haven't got confirmation if release day shipping is coming or not. So I got an update from my Fear, and it said release day shipping is coming, and like your product's now eligible, and it's coming on Monday. And I'm like, well, that's not release day shipping then, but so I don't know, but so that's the Disney characters on release day. And
what about your Mulan, your Olaf, your Mickey Minnie? Will they be available at launch?
Yep, Mickey, Minnie, Olaf, and then Mulan is retail exclusive at Best Buy.
Now I remember the controversy last time about these Tron characters. Will we be getting those at launch as well?
We will be getting both Tron figures in at launch.
Okay, one thing we forgot to mention. One thing we forgot to mention. Mulan is a Best Buy exclusive, right?
Yeah.
And that's 30 days. All right. So what if you are weirdos and aren't Disney fans and you just care about Star Wars? Let's go off of your Twilight of the Republic. What characters are available at launch, and what's in our starter pack?
So Twilight of the Republic is the launch playset, and that includes Anakin and Ahsoka. Ahsoka is how you say it, right?
That's correct. It's Tasum. Remember that.
Ahsoka. Those available in the starter pack, and then you also get Yoda and Obi-Wan available at launch as well.
All right, cool. Now, what about Darth Maul? When can we get Darth Maul?
Darth Maul is not coming till November 3rd.
And he's coming along with who else at November 3rd? I feel like
the Marvel characters to get Hulkbuster and Ultron.
Excellent.
I love this is like a quiz. I like Abe is like the teacher and he's quizzing Jason right now.
I learned this
on November 3rd. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go vote, and then once you get out of the voting booth, then you go get your figure.
There you go.
And for all you that are under 18, or go play Infinity.
Yeah.
Now, there's also some Rebels. What about those? What are we going to see, and where are they available? Because there are a bunch of exclusives.
So you have Ezra, who's the main character, available at Toys R Us. And then you have Kanan, who is available at Walmart. Then you have...
Did you say Kanan?
It's Kanan. I want to say Kanan. Kanan. I don't watch the show. I apologize.
Oh, you need to.
I know. That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
But Sabine is available at Target. And then...
Target or Targetto, depending on where you live, by the way. Keep going.
Except for in Canada, which is exclusive at everywhere, I guess, is what they decided on.
Okay.
So there's no targets up there, and then obviously we're left with Zeb at GameStop.
Nice.
May I
Okay,
interject
cool.
here? A question from the chat. So all of the timed exclusives or retail exclusives are timed. What is that time, Abe? I think you just mentioned it. Is that the same for all retailers?
30 days, all retailers. That also includes the ones that we have not mentioned, which is the Rise Against playset. That one is a 30-day exclusive as well. That's going to be available after. When I meant exclusive, I meant exclusive to the Saga Bundle Pack,
Saga
which
Bundle.
is PlayStation. Yeah. So that one will also be available with the rest of the characters who are retail exclusives, and that's 30 days. So.
Awesome.
And if I can interject the Australian model, everything's
Yes.
available from the same place. 3rd
That's
of
boring.
September it is.
That's boring.
Oh, yeah,
3rd
and
of
then
September and 8th of October for the Rise Against the Empire playset. And
Yeah.
along with the Rise figures, single figures.
Sorry, what?
you kind of gave me deja vu because Roger would probably be doing the same thing with our podcast, and he'd be saying, "Yeah, UK available everywhere else 2 days before US release."
Oh.
That's what he'd say. So.
Just rubbing it in.
And then we get 2 Power Disc packs as well. So
But what do
It's
you want to talk
Tomorrowland.
about those? What are those?
gets Tomorrowland, and then also you get the Twilight Republic Power Disc pack as well.
All right. Now we didn't mention the Rise Against the Empire playset and the figures. When are those available?
September 20th, 29th.
Yeah.
So we know Leia and Luke. I was gonna say Leica and Luke. Anyways,
Leica.
Leia and Luke. Well, we know they're in
Yep.
the playset. So who else
Yep.
will be available at that time?
Darth Vader,
Mhm.
Chewbacca, and Han Solo.
All right, do
As
your
well as
Chewbacca.
their
Do it. Here, let's do an Allison
And then-
chant, but Jason,
It's
Jason.
not.
and then Ah!
That was like a minion, dude.
And then obviously their corresponding Power Disc pack comes out that day as well.
That's correct.
And then, do I get to give my rant? What I'm upset about on launch day?
Wait, one more thing before you give your rant.
What's-
What about Speedway? Do you know the launch for Speedway?
They haven't officially given a date yet,
But it's on GameStop.
but it's not an official date yet.
What?
Okay, we won't
What's,
say no-
what's the
it's not
rumor
official.
date? Okay, it's okay.
It's the same. It's the same as
As
Yes.
Wave 2.
Cool.
Wave 2, yeah. But anyways,
Which
go
one
ahead.
It makes
Where's
sense.
your rant? Give us your rant.
No accessories. I'm very bummed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's news
Well,
that
it's
came
not-
out last week, right?
Actually,
Well, It's been going on for a while that we
Yeah.
back before E3 we knew nothing was coming,
Yeah.
and then I even asked PDP when I was at E3. I'm like,
Yeah,
so what's
same
still
here.
on this? And they're like, no, they kind of gave the PRs speak for it. So
yeah, it's funny because I went to the PDP booth and I looked and there's nothing but Amiibo accessories and I'm like, where's your Disney Infinity display? And they're like, what Disney Infinity display? Like, oh, okay, all right, see how it is.
That's funny.
Walk away.
but so it's weird because PDP is still in charge of like the distribution of stuff. So, like the Power Disc packs, it'll say PDP like on the shipment boxes that the stores are receiving, but they're not in charge of the accessories anymore. So who knows when they're coming?
You sure it doesn't stand for Power Disc Pack? Maybe.
That's all. That's what I always thought.
Yeah. No, there's PDP's in charge of something else too that's on it, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know. There's something. I think they're the ones who make the actual Power Disc too.
It does seem strange though, with so little power discs in 3.0. Like you would have
Yeah.
thought it'd be the cheapest thing in the world to produce an album like was in 1.0
Yeah.
or 2.0. You know what I mean? It's not like you're having to count for all these different discs. There's like a handful, literally a handful of discs in this version.
And you know what? And to piggyback off of your rant, I actually did this with Roger yesterday. And seriously, that's the one thing that they cannot get right. I mean, there's like maybe about 6 different containers or objects that I use to store my discs because none of it is consistent. And it's like, okay, I'm just gonna put them all in a Ziploc bag, put them in a drawer, and be done with it because nothing's consistent. I'm sick of having a small album, then a big album, then a tube, then some weird raincoat thing that unfolds, and I don't know what those.
And then these mega albums where it's gonna fit all of them except for the 2 they tucked in at the end, and
Yeah. And we're Series 3, still nothing. So
yeah, it's weird because I think even at Toy Box Summit, didn't they mention like 15 times how important Power Discs are in 3.0, and like they're gonna be as part of this big deal, and they're not doing much for 3.0.
Yeah.
So Who knows?
They are using another company to make some form of accessories, right? But very little is known about that. Yep.
Yeah, they haven't said much. I assume it's got to be either the A+ one, which is what Skylanders uses, or maybe even Hori, but unless they're doing it themselves, which is a possibility as well.
Even without the maybe they didn't want to do it because there's fewer power discs this time. Even without those, there's still a ton of figures that they can have the special edition cases to capitalize on. Right, that was PDP, right? Yeah.
But yeah, there's no figure carrying cases. There's no power zone, like any of that kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much that sold, so I don't know if it's even worth, stuff in general. But there's nothing at all. There's not even which is a surprise, but there's not even I don't know, a strategy guide.
Interesting.
So
yeah.
Cool. So that is. Did you guys mention Toy Box Takeover and I missed that? I don't know.
Toy Box Takeover.
Isn't that
pre-order
bonus with most
Yeah, there we go.
things?
I just did it. Yeah.
So what if you are getting a digital download though, and you're not pre-ordering anything? Do we have a release date on it yet?
You can. It's at launch.
Oh, okay.
You can find it online on all the websites. I mean, if it's a pre-order bonus, it has to be available at launch. So
Cool.
Oh yeah, and now that you mentioned that too, for those who are digital downloading, how do you get the Twilight of the Republic playset? It is also available at launch in its own little pack. So I'll place it.
Yeah, here I'm actually looking at your Disc Kingdom article here, Abe, and there's the, as I bring it up there, that's what the single pack looks like. You guys can't see it in the Skype, but it looks just like the other packs. It just has the two figures and the crystal playset piece. So yeah, that's what that looks like.
But I was saying I can't quote. Don't quote me on this, but I think how they're going to handle this pre-order bonus for the takeover is how Skylanders did it with one of the figures they had last year. They're going to ship a box, and that has X number of cartons in it, and so that's going to qualify for whatever they have. So if there's a box of 12 come, and they have 12 pre-orders, there's not going to be any available at launch.
I see.
It's just whatever they have extra they can sell. Because that's what last year they had for Skylanders. You could pre-order. If you pre-ordered, you could get Gear Shift, but if you didn't pre-order, you had to wait a couple months till that figure actually came out. But stores would get a shipment of 24 of them, and if stores, had 18 pre-orders, then there was 6 available at launch to purchase. So I assume that's going to be the same way.
Gotcha. Cool. So that is a lot. I am continuing on because the stream is having issues, but I'm trying to get there. It goes.
Stream's offline.
Awesome.
It says it's offline.
It should be back in just a moment. Might have to refresh. Let's continue
it's back.
on. So you guys did just an amazing job of running down what is available at launch.
High five, Abe.
Oh wait, missed. Boom, there you go.
That was seriously impressive. Now, this is in all sincerity, guys. You guys run a great site with with so much great content. I've been actually asking Jason about when we're gonna see his sales ride up, because you do that every year. And Abe, what I was just showing people was your launch guide that you wrote. Jason, have you heard any sales yet?
Yeah, so there's no official sales yet. I mean, I'll be blunt. I'm not feeling confident there's going to be a lot of things at launch either. I feel like each year they've kind of stepped down in place, but we should be getting Target sales leaked tomorrow. Best Buys typically leak around Thursday, and then Toys R Us it's a cat and mouse game. Sometimes sometimes it leaks 3 weeks in advance, sometimes the weeks the day before. So there's not a lot of leaking game going on with Toys R Us, but
Didn't Toys R Us already give us obviously it's not 3.0 sales, but didn't they just say 1.0 figures like 3 for $20? I think
that's for this week, so that would end on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So
Scratch that.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say. So I mean, I have a couple of contacts I have into corporate who typically send me over the stuff. So I'm hoping they'll send me it out early, just because I said it's kind of a pain with it being on Sunday for people who are trying to get the content, by day one. There's no, you're not gonna know till you wake up, and then you can kind of plan out your game then. So it's especially hard, especially if Toys R Us hasn't even officially said if they're gonna have a midnight opening or not. Last year they announced it on like Wednesday, so who knows if they're going to do it again or not. But
Yeah.
Well, and last year, the first year they kind of set a precedence, which I think that was partially them trying to get the word out and get some sales under their belt. Last year they didn't have nearly as many sales as they did the first year, did they?
no, so that's why I was looking back when I had my 1.0. I remember 1.0. Target had 50% off all playsets and 3-packs. You remember that?
That's crazy.
That was
Oh, yeah.
crazy. But yeah, last year it was Toys R Us had the best deal, 3 for $33 for figures. That's $1 or $2 savings. And then playsets, it was Target, you bought it and you got a free Power Disc pack or 2 of them. And then say like Power Disc packs were 3 for $10 at Toys R Us. So there's nothing super crazy. The only thing crazy, which I forgot about that, was that Amazon had that bundle deal. I forgot about that. That they had a 2.0, but so I'm not expecting much. They have that Star Wars day at the end of that week though, when all the Star Wars 7 content comes out. So I don't know if maybe they'll have sales then too, since a lot of Star Wars fans are coming in the store. Who knows? But
I think it's also worth mentioning that as we're talking buyer's guide, that I think probably more so than any other Disney Infinity, it's not essential that you have to buy absolutely everything out of the gate. So if you're worried about money, just leave it. Like, there will be sales eventually, and all of the play sets, because of that crossover coins and stuff like that, you're going to be able to play all the play sets with just the characters that come with it. So there's no rush to get those extra figures, which is worth mentioning anyway.
Oh yeah, I was going to add, like, we are talking about Disney Infinity, not Amiibo, so they'll be on the shelf.
Yeah.
for more than 30 seconds.
And,
Yeah.
and they absolutely will go on sale, like you guys just said. A buddy of mine, I was talking to him, he texted me and he's like, "Where do you get?" And I, of course, ran down the long list of items, and he's like, "I'm just gonna get Mickey Minnie and the digital download." I'm like, "Hey man, if that's all you want, more power to you, because the sales are going to happen. You just got to be patient." So
I mean, we're only 3 months from Black Friday too, so it's not even that long until we get that sales. But
that's true.
I said it's just like I missed 1.0 days running into Toys R Us and having all that, like the crystal chaos, you know, that last thing, and everybody buying those. And my favorite moment was going in and telling everybody to not buy 20 of those gold packs, because everybody was buying those gold packs up.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, don't buy more than one, because there's no label on it. But yeah, that was fun.
Too funny.
How far we've come.
Seriously, we don't even have to worry about blind bags anymore. That alone is amazing. What?
I'm in the 1%.
You like the blind bags?
Love the blind
All
bag.
right, excuse me, everyone, while Jason is kicked from the stream.
Don't give them any ideas. We're done.
Okay, I'm curious.
Blind bag.
Let's hear your position.
Yeah, so my position is, one, I've always been a fan of like blind bags. Like, I think they just add more excitement to it all. But it's to me, is how much is those discs worth? You know, if that option for the vehicle was presented for you, so like say like Mickey's car or something, okay, is that car, if it was popped up on the screen, was it really worth $2.50 to you, that functionality? You know, so it's, if you're basically, you know, like, to me, when I'm buying it, I feel like I'm buying horse armor from Skyrim all over again. You know what I mean? So
Bringing it back to horse armor, I love it.
Yeah, all that's your best DLC comparisons, back to horse armor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, it's great to see what it is, but and it'll be better if they don't have as many, if they're not having the blind bags then, because then it just feels like it's, you know, that they're pulling as much as possible. I mean, I could reference another Toys to Life game, how they're, you know, cash grabbing it, but that's why it feels like it's getting close to that cash grab avenue, just because you're paying for content that, you know, you could argue whether it should be in the game or not. So that's, and it's like, I'm glad that you get to see what it is if you like the premise of the game. But like I said, it feels more cash grabby now that you know what's in the thing versus the fun of trying to unlock it.
Gotcha. What do you think, Abe? What are your thoughts on the blind bag?
Well, as an advocate of the ABBL, the Anti-Blind Bag League, I would like to say that I don't know why you haven't hit the eject button for Jason yet, but honestly, to tell you the truth, okay, first off, you looked like a silly loser, idiot, whatever adult when you're rubbing a bag trying to find out the rare in 1.0. Then in 2.0, you look like an idiot when you're opening up 10 bags and 7 of them are which one was it? The one that I had?
For me,
I had Nick
Cinderella.
Fury's event
Oh.
disc. 1.0, I had 7. Also, same story. 7 of Cinderella's carriage. Yeah, I get it. Blind bags are fun. Leave it to the Legos, okay? But other than that, I am happy that we no longer have blind bags for Power Disc. Yeah, I know it's fun. The chase is fun too, but yeah, no. Thank you for no more blind bags.
Actually, I have something. I can't. I have to be careful here. Let's say it was the same in 2.0, right? You remember in 2.0 how you had to put all your figures and discs down on the base to get them into the game? I can't comment whether they have to do that in 3.0 or not, but just imagine if I did that in 2.0 and I discovered I'd lost a few discs. That's disappointing because that's a really frustrating thing to happen. So if you've got kids, don't let them touch your discs because they will lose them.
They're gone.
So let's hope that in 3.0, and I can't say if it is or not, but let's hope that eventually we get the option that stuff transfers with your Disney ID so you can lose a power disc and not have that affect your checklist, in-game checklist.
Well, that solution's easy. Just follow Abe, Jason, and I's lead on that one, and just don't have kids, and then you don't have to worry about it. But on the same token, if that does exist in 3.0, we also have to do the manual labor of grabbing each figure and power disc and unlocking it in our Hall of Heroes area. So, I guess it is a double-edged sword.
Yes, but more on that next week.
I'm just hoping all my crops carry over to 4.0. So
Yeah,
that's all my work is.
your economy, your farming economy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alvin in the chat is saying, Haynes, they can't wait for you to spill the beans next week on all of these unmentionables.
You'll all be spilling it. It'll be out by then, won't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll all have it by then. I don't know why Lim is saying down with Will. I must have said something wrong. Because he has kids too. Anyway, all right. People in the chat are dying to know what. Abe, I'm going to throw it your way first. What is your day one purchasing looking like?
Okay, well, first off, disclaimer, don't hate me because I have a lot of figures already. But because of E3, I chose not to go with the Saga bundle because I did get the Rise Against the Empire playset already. So I think Boba is worth waiting for. I mean, he's been in the Sarlacc pit for a while. I think he could wait for me until January. So, but as far as my purchases go, I do have the starter already ordered through Toys R Us, coming with Ezra. So the plan is to go pick up Kanan, Minnie, and Mulan, and play. That's my that's my day one. Because yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. And hey, for those that don't know, it costs you money and time and all sorts of things. You earn those figures, so don't feel bad about that. And one thing that just kind of a side note is Disney was very generous this year. More so than last year. I mean, they were making it rain figures at events, both media and private, or not private, but like public events like the Inside Out premiere as one of many examples for public events. So that's a really cool thing. If people had the means to make it to those events, then they would have figures. So cool. Well, that's a great haul.
I do have to ask. I have to ask one question for Abe.
Yeah.
How's your Walmart handle figures like releases? How good or bad are they?
How good or bad are they? I basically have to ask at least every employee there. And then when they refuse to open a box, I go in the back and help them. So that's that's basically how I get my figures. I mean, dude, with Amiibo, because I actually tried the whole Amiibo thing before, and honestly, I must have had to ask 5 or 6 different employees because apparently one of them was hoarding the gold Marios. So So yeah, hopefully they're not hoarding the Kanan figures. I hope not, because I definitely want to just go in there pick it up. I wasn't gonna trust Walmart shipping at all, so that's why I'm gonna go buy it there.
Yeah, because one of my favorite things to do, like traditions I do on launch day, is I go to each of the stores around me and like take a picture of their displays. Like I'm a retail guy, so I love seeing how they have it set up. So my favorite ever was when the Disney Originals came for 2.0. Walmart had this huge like midnight launch, it's advertising their flyer. The Disney Originals did not get to my store shelves till 4:15 in the afternoon. Is what time.
Wow.
And they had it cleared off at 1 o'clock in the morning, and they pulled everything and just left it in the shopping cart. There's a shopping cart, just piles of all like the 1.0 product just sitting there, and I was just like, this is a disaster. Which they had like there was an article in our paper several years ago where they ranked all these WalMarts, like some internal investigation, and mine was in the bottom 3% in the country, like how bad
Oh
the
my
Walmart.
gosh.
So I'm not even expecting to get Kanan day one, but we'll try our best.
I was gonna say it was a pain as it was to get Woody, because Woody was their exclusive on 1.0, and I literally went to 3 different Walmarts because apparently 2 of them had no clue what I was talking about. So yeah, it was funny.
I saw in the chat a couple times. I just re-addressed this. Walmart is not delaying Kanan. Like I know there's a date change thing. Walmart's not. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the website. Talk to your Amiibo friends about the Walmart website. Just don't worry about it. So Kanan will be coming.
And then while Jason gives us his launch plans, I'm going to go grab my battery because my computer's dead. So I'll be right back.
All right. And Jason inquires, what is your day one plan looking like?
I was gonna make a shot at A, but I can still make one since it's not here.
Now's when you
I also
should.
got some figures. I got some figures at E3, but since I'm a selfless person, I gave them away. But,
Awesome.
but no, I did get some from D23, but so late in the process, didn't give them away. But I might still give those ones away because I have everything pre-ordered at Best Buy for day one pickup. But I think the one thing I was excited about most is getting Fear, just because, again, I don't know when Amazon's going to get it, so it'd be nice to have everything, hopefully, day one. So I'm still hoping in the back of my mind that Toys R Us does a midnight launch, because I'm hoping to go there right at midnight. It's always fun to go there. But again, I haven't heard anything if they're going to or not.
Have they in the
and
past?
Then hit up all the... Yeah, the 1.0 and 2.0 both had midnights. No, 1.0 did not, 2.0 did. Okay. So I'm hoping to go that. Best Buy is where I have everything get pre-ordered, because I know a lot of people saying that 20% off at the Gamers Club is, lights out. Like, how much money you save with that? So
even
I have
if
everything
you don't have it, you can still save money by purchasing it just to purchase Disney Infinity 3.0 and its figures, right?
It's $30 for 2 years, so it's $15 a year, and you save 20% on the starter pack, on the figures, on the Power Disc packs, everything. So you save that in one purchase. So but that's why I have everything at Best Buy. So they don't open up till 11 o'clock Sunday morning, so it's going to be a horrendous wait to get there, because I'm going to hit Best Buy and Walmart, or Target and Walmart, and I'm going to have everything set except for the actual game, and everything else should be locked at Best Buy until 11 o'clock.
Wow, I love it. So both you guys are practically going to have everything at launch that's available.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'll have Saga. I'm getting the Saga bundle, so I'll have Boba Fett.
Nice. And Abe, that's one you won't have, right? Because you already have the Rise Against the Empire playset. So
yeah, I figured what was the point of buying the Saga bundle? I mean, yeah.
So. Well, it's obvious that waiting is none of our strong suits. So you never know. Mr. Haynes, can you say anything on this topic, or are your lips sealed once again?
No, I can't, but I will be purchasing the digital version closer to when Battlefront releases, because I fully intend to have Battlefront in the console on disc, and then I want Disney Infinity digital so that I don't have to remove the disc, or I may just end up buying both digitally. Who knows? But point is, I hate swapping discs. It offends me having to reach to my PlayStation, and I play Disney Infinity so much, even more so since I started building toy boxes, that it's kind of is frustrating if you buy any other game to have to continually switch the disc. So I want to get the digital version. So when it becomes available and there's a game that I want to play that I'm buying on disc, that's when I'll go ahead and buy the digital version.
And do we know how much digital is? Is that 30? No.
Not in this
30.
country, would be outrageous,
Sorry.
whatever it is.
You'll just log into the U.S. account.
That's right.
Gents, I have a question from the chat. Florida Gator is asking who they should get with. I lost it. Yoda and another character. I don't remember which one, but they are asking between Kanan and Obi-Wan. So between Kanan and Obi-Wan, who would you guys choose if you could only choose one? So they're getting Yoda and Sabine, and so should they, with that in mind, should they get Kanan or Obi-Wan?
Go ahead.
I'll say I don't know if Obi-Wan. I mean, obviously his home playset is that playset, but I don't know if he has any if you gain anything really by playing him versus Kanan. But I mean, I think they even said before that Kanan's one of the more stronger ones in the game. Isn't that what they said at one point? So I think Kanan's a wise purchase.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if it were me, based on what I have, it would be Kanan. But based on what I've also heard, is Kanan for sure, because not only does he have the saber and also the blaster built in, but
Right.
apparently his finishing combos when he throws them up in the air, it's pretty epic stuff. So I would go with Kanan as well. I mean, Obi-Wan will be there. I think you can pick him up later.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because Florida Gator said as soon as we started to answer it buffered.
it buffered.
So
Oh no.
I'm gonna. So the consensus was Kanan. So I think that's a pretty good bet, especially at the very least it gives you a Rebels character that you can play in the game. I guess you said Sabine too, so she's also Rebel.
The main key difference is also, and I can say this because it came out on my Matt Solly interview, that basically the way it works, if a character's got a blaster, that's a range character. If they don't have a blaster, they get Force Dash. So it really just depends on what kind of play style you want. So whether you want to have that blaster lightsaber combo, go the Kanan. If you want to be a fast player, then you'd go the Yoda option. So that's basically the way it works, yeah. So if you don't have a long range weapon, you get Force Dash, and that's how they counteract and sort of try to balance the capabilities of the characters.
I love it. It sounds like even similar characters. Actually, a listener of ours reached out this week and asked us who we felt would be good Jedi characters, because on the surface it may seem like they're all going to be the same. Reached out to some friends of the show and asked their opinion that have a lot of hands-on, and the cool thing about it is that it sounds like the characters themselves are going to be extremely varied. I mean, I felt like 2.0 was pretty varied as far as characters for the most part, but the combat system is also so much more upgraded. It seems like the variation in characters is going to be that much more improved. So, well, gentlemen, that's going to about wrap it up. Do you guys have anything else you want to say about launch week or 3.0? Well, actually, think about that for a moment. I'm going to bring this up. So, actually, Jason, this is an article that you posted, and it was mentioned last week on Toybox TV Live. So, we as in the community, all of us here on the panel tonight, as well as all of you out there, we're not going to be the only ones celebrating. Disney Infinity is also going to be celebrating each and every day of launch week. They are going to have Toybox TVs that they are releasing throughout the week to celebrate the launch. So, anything else you want to add about that?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's Monday if they're doing it. I know Sunday they're doing it, and then each week after that they're gonna have special ones on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay.
So it's Tuesday's lifestyle and behind the scenes, Wednesday's tips and tricks, Thursday's top 5, and then Friday's still our typical live event. So, but definitely a special event on Sunday. So who knows what all they'll do, but should be an interesting. It's gonna be a lot of Toybox TV in the next coming weeks. So.
Yeah, that's exciting. I really love that they're doing this. They've really stepped up their game as far as productions over the last year. So.
I'm just wondering if people are going to be watching, though. I think they're going to be playing.
Right.
No, it's true, right? Like, that's why, live streaming on launch day, it's a catch-22, because for those that haven't gotten their hands on the game yet, they'll be watching, but for pretty much all the other fans out there, they'll be playing the game. So
Australia will be watching, right, Jason?
Ouch.
Australia will not be watching.
You.
What time would that be? 3
Australia will
o'clock
be
Pacific-
sleeping.
3 o'clock
Yeah.
Pacific time would be.
Like 3, 4 a.m. or something like that. Yeah.
Jason Avis in the chat is saying they'll be watching because they won't have the game yet. So
I think
Make
it's-
sure to
it's
follow
nice
all the Disney artists because they'll all be streaming on the 28th. I'll be
Yep.
streaming on the 28th. There'll be tons of content to watch.
I see. The nice thing about Toy Box too is that it's a lighthearted, fun
Mhm.
show, so you can easily have it up at the same time if you have a laptop or something, and
totally,
and you should be able to enjoy it both.
totally. Cool. What are you guys' plans? Are you just gonna be? Do you have anything? What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get the game? Jason, I'm gonna throw it your way this time. Not Haynes because that's
Farming,
also
obviously.
Farming.
farming for both of you guys.
Well, no, I mean I was just answering.
So,
Oh, what am I gonna do? I'm planning to go explore the hub completely. I mean, obviously that entails a little bit of farming as well, but exploring the hub. And the plan I've been saying is to go through obviously the hub, then do Twilight, Rise, and then I was going to do Inside Out after that, only because I want to give myself a little break before Battlefront and Rise Against comes out later on.
nice.
So yeah, I'm just going to go through both the Star Wars first.
Awesome. Cool. Jason Haynes, what's kind of project yourself? What would you do the first time you play it? this weekend when you first get your hands on the game.
Attempt to build a Sparks generator. That's what I would do out of the gate. Sorry, but that's just the truth.
I'm totally going to
what I
steal
would do.
Sumerian's build. Sumerian apparently is doing a spark generator and then puts a vehicle on a spline spool, so it'll pick up all the sparks simultaneously.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
So
Never
Sumerian
heard of it.
cat
Never heard
atlas.
of it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think the hub is probably where I go first. I just check all that out because the play sets are going to be play sets, I guess, and I'm a toy box guy, so I want to get as quickly into the toy box vibe as I can.
Yeah. Baroness in the chat earlier was saying, and I remember this last year, it's such a shock to the system when you get into the toy box for the first time in a new version because nothing is unlocked and you're like, oh, I'm having a panic attack. Where's all my tools? Where's all my toys? How do I build anything? So you got to definitely unlock stuff. Cool, gentlemen. Well, this is awesome. I had so much fun. Thank you both for coming on the show and kind of talking the launch with us. This is a lot of fun, and I learned a lot just running through not only your launch day plans and activities, but also the release. And yes, Jason, I'm going to call on you.
I was gonna say I have one more thing if you don't
No,
mind.
of course, please.
I was gonna talk about the light FX figures.
Yes.
That's coming. So a lot of people are asking about this. I saw in the forum stuff like that. I can't speak to exactly when they were finished, but they would not be ready for launch. So a lot of people are saying like, why aren't these ready to go from the get go? And I don't know. I can't speak if that was the plan or not, but I know that they had some engineering issues to get them working properly. The story that I heard, and it just wasn't off the record, so it was from John Blackburn. I talked to him for like 20 minutes about these things. He said it couldn't survive the drop test, is what they were doing. So every time it drops, the lightsaber would break and then turn into like a giant weapon for kids, because it's like the sharp, pointy object. So they had to. They said they actually called in the official Disney Imagineers, and they came in like, no, and just wiped the entire thing. Like, this is how you do it, and they re-engineered the whole thing, and now they work. So. But it's apparently how they're doing it because even Skylanders owns the patent on how they do it, so they had to like somehow do the same concept without the same technique, I guess. But what I've heard is that these lightsabers like legitimately glow. So,
That's awesome.
So we'll see what happens. I said before, but that was my favorite D23 announcement. Absolutely excited about those things.
That is exciting. And you said no announced release date yet, right?
No, they keep saying. Holiday, I think is how they're wording it. So it seems November is not like it's the earliest, but it almost feels like it might be like a December 10th, 12th kind of release. And I'm still feeling $20 is what I feel like they're going to be, but we shall see.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for that little tidbit of info. Abe, is there anything else you wanted to mention before we kind of end things here?
Oh no, honestly, thanks for having us. It was awesome. And actually, going off of what Jason said, I think my favorite thing was the ultimate unlock. That's just me.
Yeah.
Kind of gives us a hint of what's to come. So,
That's exciting.
but other than that, and I know Haynes can't comment what's to come, but definitely excited for 3.0, and I'm excited for everybody to try it out. I can't wait for Haynes to try it out too someday, hopefully. Yeah.
Excited.
Can I share this? Can I share the story about when we were talking about the Ultimate Unlock, like on Toy Box Summit Day?
Please.
Because
Yes.
like they you know, we had Toy Box Summit. I forget when they. I guess that was on Wednesday. Yeah, first day one. They don't talk about it at all. As soon as the summit ends, they push out that social media update that they're gonna like. Why didn't they talk about this? You know, during the
Yeah.
summit, they just posted on Facebook afterwards. And then all like I remember, you know, all of us were there, and then Daniel. And we're like, the keyhole, like, could it be the Keyblade? And then all of us like, no, that's too obvious. You know, like it's somebody is I don't know if it was somebody said about well no, it's just them peeking through. It was like we're getting a sneak peek, and it ended up being the Keyblade. It's just funny.
What I was saying is like, no, guys, it's the ultimate unlock. So
Yeah.
clearly, it's a key that you have to unlock it. Come on, people.
'Cause I remember before because I was just like, that's like too obvious, you know.
Yeah.
Like I thought it could, and I was like waiting for this backlash because everybody's like, oh, it's gonna be the Keyblade because it's obviously like a keyhole, but it was just like I was shocked. I was like, huh, turns out it actually was.
Well, and it was funny. By the time Sunday came around, it was all but confirmed in kind of like the inner circle. I mean, no official news, but it had been discussed enough where everyone practically like it was the Keyblade. And so if it would have been anything else, we all would have been completely shocked. But it was kind of funny to see how positive the community had become by the actual announcement that it was in fact the Keyblade.
It was great to have the Kingdom Hearts fans there for that too, because it was
They went crazy.
Shaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is gonna be awesome as well.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, excited.
I personally love the partner statue unlock. That was, I think, my highlight as far as the unlocks go. That was a little overdue, I think. So.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Jason was there, but Will and I got a little sneak peek before the announcement. So, and you got the cruise line one. Nice.
Ooh. Is that gonna be one?
So I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I bought it off of eBay, so we'll see if it actually does it or not.
Oh, those things were like $50 on eBay, weren't they?
That's cheating.
yeah,
You got to go to the cruise ship.
Listen, I had a cruise booked. I had the cruise booked for the week beforehand. Because Disney's going on for the final Disney games. I was actually going that weekend before, and then my sister canceled on me, and so. But then you need a kid for this. So problem number 2, I don't have a kid, so I could
Start creating one. Like this is a proper exclusive. You gotta have kids.
Yeah,
and
you don't want to
gotta
lose
go
your
the
power discs. You don't want to lose your power discs.
Yeah.
So
Then we're gonna have to start with Kids Inquirer.
Trade-off.
We don't do it.
Kids Inquirer. Oh my gosh, this is too funny. Well, great, guys.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I can't wait to see your guys' creation, hear about your thoughts once you actually get the game in hands in your own kind of environment. Abe, I'm going to throw it your way first. For those that don't know you, everyone should know you, but for those that don't, who are you and kind of what do you do online, and plug anything that you would like to mention.
Okay, so my name is Abraham. I go by Abe. I basically help out DisKingdom.com. It's basically a site that covers all things Disney, Marvel, Star Wars. But I usually handle most of the Disney Infinity stuff. But anyways, I'll do videos. I've been doing a lot of unboxing videos. Hashtag AbeFace. And I've just been doing a lot of things with them. And I was going to plug a couple things. One, obviously, I am planning to do a giveaway. It's going to be on my last unboxing video, which is the Mickey one, so keep an eye out for it. It should be up in the next few days. And secondly, we did a collaborative video. It was obviously Will, Jason, Daniel Becker from Disney Infinity Codes, and myself. We did a little... I joked around saying it was an intervention with Allison, but... no, it's going to go up. I was hoping to have it up earlier today, but then I'm having difficulty with a bunch of buttons on YouTube. So once I get that sorted out, it should be up. So keep an eye out for that. I'll make sure I'll link all the sites so you guys can check it out. But it was a cool collaborative effort. Like I said, the events were very it felt like it was a family. It was a big community,
Yeah.
so we felt like we should work on something together as well. So,
Especially with
but
the
anyways,
community like manager of Disney Infinity. It was a really cool organic thing that happened. It just wasn't planned, and it just kind of happened. And I think we kind of took Allison by surprise at
So
first,
fun.
but
we did.
she got into it for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so that'll be up soon. Please follow me, Abe Junior 22 on Twitter, and yeah, just stay tuned for more stuff. And I can't wait to play 3.0 with all of you guys. So
Awesome.
it's gonna be awesome.
Sounds good, buddy. Thank you. And Mr. Jason Greer, what do you do?
Deep breath. No, so you can follow me straight at infinityinquirer.com, obviously on Twitter at Infinity Inc., as you can see below. Obviously on Facebook, stuff like that. Personally, you can follow me at Jason Inquires if you want to check everything, all my adventures out there, and all my other many news blogs that I write for as well. And then obviously keep on, I'll tease it out a little bit this week. Been working hard this weekend for a lot of updates for infinityinquirer.com. Brand new layout coming this week, including a mobile version.
Ooh.
So it's gonna finally have a mobile version, not this whole thing. So it's gonna look completely different than what you see there. So definitely a new nice layout. Some couple extra secrets that I'm working on for the website. So definitely a lot more input coming in for Infinity Inquirer. So hopefully people enjoy it much. And for anybody, I know we don't want to talk about it much, but you can see there, I'm doing the King Mickey Power Disc giveaway that ends on Tuesday. So if you did not get one, you want one, go ahead and check that out.
Awesome.
Hey, Jason, quick question. Let's
Yep.
say I'm not into Disney Infinity. Do you have any other sites I can go to just in case?
Yeah, so in addition to Infinity Inquirer, I also run and maintain SkylandersInquirer.com, BrickInquirer.com for LEGO Dimensions. Also had Amiibo Inquirer that gave that up after the chaos of that to join with Amiibo News. So I have Amiibo News and Nintendo Inquirer, and I also have JasonInquires.com to talk about anything and everything, including Funko and good old Tsum. And
Yeah.
obviously our new adventure of Churro Inquirer as well.
Churro Inquirer.
Woo,
Yep,
woo.
that started our
With
trip.
Dave and Allison on board Churro Inquirer. But yeah, and then I also have if you enjoy either Disney Infinity or if you enjoy just the Toys Life in general, we have a Toys for Games cast, we call it. It's a 2-hour plus podcast. That's just an audio one. But the one thing for people who just like Disney Infinity, if you go to toys4games.com, Josh is starting to timestamp it all. So if you just care about the Infinity section, that way you can just listen to that section. You don't have to skim around 2 hours of content trying to find the Infinity section. So
Awesome. Cool. I'm afraid, Abe, I think you just didn't want the show to get out on time, and so you had to ask Jason what all of his inquirers were. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
What about Walgreens Inquirer? Don't forget that.
Oh, yes.
yeah, there's parodies. There's a parody account
I
for
was joking.
Walgreens
Stop
Inquirer,
talking.
Shopkins Inquirer, Go Inquirer.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing.
There's also a Disney Infinity TV Inquirer coming, so watch out.
I love it. Oh, my goodness. I'm afraid of what those tweets would be about.
Take over Logan or Bad Gamer Official's duties of doing the periscopes afterwards.
There you go.
Live tweet periscope.
yeah. I want you to live blog each one of the periscopes at post show. Oh, Mr. Haynes, do you have anything you want to say? I mean, it's been trouble
Anything
just
you can say.
getting you to shut up today. You've been talking so much.
No, just saying that I am getting, like, I've got an exam this week, my last exam, and I'll be finished uni forever, thank goodness.
Congrats.
And I'll be getting back into Toy Box Imagineer. So
Awesome.
I already started updating the checklist today, so the 3.0 checklist stuff will be up there ready to go. And hopefully I'll get back onto updates on that and get some more stuff, because I'm excited to get started with my Star Wars theme park project. So go check that out at Toy Box Imagineer if you're interested in creating attractions for a Star Wars theme park that we're going to build in Disney Infinity. But much more on that next week.
Awesome.
Will we have the Groot musical part 2? That would be awesome.
If I was responsible for that, I could make comments on it, but no.
Okay.
No, I do. I wanted to create a Christmas album last year. Time got away
Yes.
from me.
Yes.
We might see a Christmas album this year. We'll see.
I like it.
The wise words of Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
Do it.
Oh my god.
If I get 3.0, we'll consider that.
If.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you get it. GoFundMe for 3.0 for Jason Spoke.
Yeah. Awesome. This is great, guys. Seriously, I thank you so much. This is a special show for me, and I hope it seems like everyone out there enjoyed it. We had lots of viewers, and so Jason and I thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining us on tonight's pre-launch special.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You.
All right. Well, thanks everyone who watched us live and who tuned into the chat. Make sure you go check out InfinityEnquirer.com and DizKingdom.com, and also, as you see below, follow them on Twitter. They do lots of good stuff, and they're friends of the show, and they're probably all friends of yours already. But if not, check them out. That's going to wrap up.
Oh, and I'm streaming. Did I say I'm streaming Friday?
Oh, no, you
Friday,
didn't.
5 p.m. Australian time.
Oh, God.
I'll be streaming it. If
Wait,
I've got the game.
If you get the game.
Friday, 5 p.m.
Yep, there goes. Now we're kicking Jason, the other Jason, off the show. That's 2 Jasons now gone, and now it's just going to be the Abe and I show. No. Yep, go check out Jason's streams. Yeah, anyone else who's streaming now, like Jason said earlier, the Toy Box Artists will be streaming. All right, that's going to wrap up this week. Thanks again, everyone who joined us live or who's listening to this after the fact. Can't wait to talk to you next week, episode 102, for the launch of Disney Infinity 3.0. Until then, we hope your week is filled with infinite possibilities.
No one knows what 5 p.m. Australian time is.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Inside Infinity Podcast, episode number 101, brought to you with help from all of our Patreon supporters. I'd like to thank James number 2, not number 2, but James as well, Alvin, John, and Aaron. Thank you all. If you'd like to be a patron of ours, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/DisneyInfinityTV. Also look for us on YouTube, youtube.com/DisneyInfinityTV, and check out our parent network, youtube.com/ResTV.